Next up, I can't remember. He's a great guy. He's an amazing stand-up comedian. Please welcome to the stage, Luke.
Well, that was quick. So, I come from a posh family. Quite obvious due to my voice, my everything else, and basically my mum is in denial, and my dad, well, he doesn't talk about it. So, that was after they bought a tapestry. A tapestry is like I just can't. Anyway, the point is, they could have, instead of buying that tapestry, they could have bought me about a couple hundred margarita pizzas from Domino's, or a couple of thousand cups of Nero's coffee, or maybe 250,000 Tang Fastics. In other words, they could have fed me for about a week. So, other than all that, like, you heard about Morgan Freeman, obviously. He's recently been accused of sexual harassment. Not great, but that's the kind of world we live in, you know? When the voice of God for generations is accused of sexual harassment, we live in a fucking strange world. But anyway, so that's like, it does really though, the voice of God being accused of sexual harassment really does explain a lot of the Bible, you know? There's a lot of the Bible which is very much like that. Now, I can say this because I was a Christian once, and now I'm not, so maybe that doesn't let me do that, but I am going to talk about this anyway, because this is important to me, you know? Okay, a couple of years ago, I lost my faith. Now, losing your faith is meant to be like a really difficult, extreme experience, and it hurts, you know? Because, like, this thing that you don't believe in anymore, like, really pisses you off. Which is odd, because you don't believe in it. So, how can I be pissed off at a thing I don't believe in? Anyway, other than that, like, I don't have any personal space. This is great for the tube, not so great for any social gathering. So basically, most people, when, you know, I'm just going to test you as an audience for a bit. Imagine I'm at a party. Actually, even harder than that, imagine I'm at a party and I'm going up to talk to someone. Now, for most people, this is a really simple thing. You kind of go up to where there's comfortable space, like, you know, you kind of go for, like, you know, this is like normally about a couple of feet or whatever, and that's kind of the usual thing. Like, you know, if I went to up where it's comfortable, I'd be breathing down their neck. And that's quite creepy. I don't want to be creepy, so I don't do that. Instead, what I do is I make some really quick calculations. I kind of go, right, what's the room size? What's, like, you know, how many people are in the room? What's going on here? I do not know what's going on, and then I kind of just, what distance I need to go from them. And that's really hard to do in your head. So I'm doing all these things going on and on and on, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So sometimes I can be, like, you know, across the room from someone and think this is like an ordinary distance to be from someone, but like, they can't hear me. Yeah, no, I have been in a different room and expected that was a normal distance to be away from someone. Not quite. I'm also really bad with words. A couple years ago, actually just last year, no, a couple years ago, I was at this sort of party, social gathering thing, and what I decided was a good thing. We were talking about the current state of the education system, and I was like going, rah, 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 rah. And I kind of, what I said was, I don't think people like you should exist in this world. And that was not what I was trying to say. What I was meant to say was something more along the lines of, you know, the education's shit, we need to get better. Unfortunately, that's not how it came out, and I think I've probably ruined those friendships forever. I'm lonely. I mean, I'm not asking for sympathy here. I am lonely because I do it to myself. Not just because of that. I kind of, sometimes I'll kind of be along the street seeing friends who I know, and instead of going up to talk to them, I'll go around the block. So far around the block that I've actually walked into a different town. So that's part of my problem. This time last year, I broke up with my girlfriend. Thank you. That's what I needed. I needed an ego boost. But no, it was kind of a really interesting experience because like I hadn't really done this before, and the day after I kind of had this greatest day of the world in the world, and then like the day after that was awful. The sky was grey, the grass looked grey, the river was grey. I mean, it was a cloudy day. But, you know, and that kind of was like a thing. I was kind of hurting for a really long time, and that's when I kind of realised a couple months ago that, you know, when I was still in that kind of pain, that, you know, it was just boring me. It was boring me to death. I guess that's why they called it a dull ache, but I'm not so sure anymore. You know, I think I am actually a massive narcissist. As well as being awkward and all that other shit, I am a narcissist. If you applause for me right now, if you just, I just get like the greatest little tingles. Like, I become like this little ball of like happiness, and like that's me. And you know, that's actually one of the things which is a problem. So if you do it again and again and again, I could literally pay someone to applaud for me as I walk around town doing my everyday chores, and I would get the same amount of satisfaction from that as I will do from the end of my set. Thank you.
Another round of applause just make me feel better.